Actually, I'll.
So, where we last left off, and
Everybody
Grimm
exploded.
Scarlet, the Snow and Summer, week 3. The party just finished an encounter with a unidentified figure that was using a semblance that manipulated a cloak around him to be somewhat like this living entity that he can manipulate and form into different shapes that aided him in combat. Unfortunately, when Reeve and Ardeen made their attempts to try to stop this individual, he was able to incapacitate Reeve with a single shot, which caused Ardeen to be the lone pursuer in the encounter. She chased through many of the South District, many different places in the South District, trying to cut this guy off. Though, unfortunately, through the chase, it led to too many individuals on the bystanding side getting hurt or involved, unfortunately. That led to an ultimatum, essentially. She knew that she had to catch him or essentially get hurt trying. So, doing that as best she could, she continued on and followed him down to a corner where they had a small exchange in blows that led to her being on top. But before she could finish any final blows on the person, he was able to manipulate the surroundings in such a way that he jumped onto the building that they were running next to. And though she tried with all her might, she could not make the same journey up the side of the building as the man was able to run away in the night, unprovoked, unmolested, and vanished. Afterwards, the group did a lot of bit of damage control, essentially. As Ardeen came back, checked on Reeve still being very bad condition. She left him with Matthias as she went to go check on everybody else that got hurt in the exchange of their fight. One person in particular that was injured due to a direct hand that Ardeen had when the fight was just starting and they were chasing him. She asked for help to try to stop him as this young boy tried his best to get in the way of the assailant, but as a result, got hit straight in the face by the assailant and was sent flying onto his tent and knocked unconscious in a single shot. So, with that in mind, and the guilt brewing inside her, she went to go check on the individual who, just as she left him, cold clocked on his tent. Going through the process of helping him, another individual that seemed to be a resident here in the South District caught wind of everything that was going on here after being asleep. Rousing himself slowly, he finally made his way to get a good grasp of what was happening. As he would see helping the child that got punched was Ardeen. And being familiar with Todd, he went over there and was trying to get a grasp of the situation of that was happening. As he confronted Ardeen about exactly what went down. And after doing what they could for him, bringing him back inside his tent after Ardeen fixed it up, attempting to, and putting him into his hay bed, Ardeen finally started to give him more information about what was happening, that there was an assailant, that she's a huntress, and she was trying to stop him. It was at this point that we get introduced to Ost, the lone musician that has, as one person in the group called it, magic hands, was able to lull the situation to make it not seem as bad as it was and kind of blow it off to the idea that this is just how the South District works. People get hurt and they move on from it. So convincing them that they don't need to do more in this situation other than what they've already done. The group, after meeting up here at Todd's tent, resigned to the idea that, well, we'll go on what you're saying, Austin, just let him deal with this on his own. It was around this time that the group got a call from the Knight Commander, Yarn, as he gave them information about the fact that he has the body that was the unnamed one back at the police department, so that they can investigate the body if they so choose. Though, instead of going to do that immediately, the rest of the group decided to make their way to a previous friend that they encountered earlier this day that went by the name of Edward, and essentially try to help him in his plight with the loss of his child. They made it there, actually, a little ahead of time, as Edward was still making the food that he promised them, as they sat down and had a conversation. Though, in the midst of this conversation, while Austin and Reeve were investigating the living area, Aust was able to retrieve a bronze-hilted serrated dagger that was on the side of the bed that Edward's son would have been sleeping next to. And using clandestine motives, he looked at Reeve and just held his finger in front of his mouth to hush him as he inserted the dagger stealthily in his pants side, as the two of them were called for the dinner that was being to start. As they looked at each other, gave subtle nods, and headed over there to eat. And that's where we left our story. As we pick up, we are introduced with the same scene of the front door of Edward's home. Jacob's home? Jacob Edward? Edward. As the camera zooms in past that, as we're met with the very fancy decorations that seem to have gone through multiple different timelines, as they're passed down from son to son or son to daughter, different things like that. As it passes through the curtain of beads to where we see the party surrounded by this table that only has 2 chairs, but they manage it somehow. Some are standing, some aren't. As Edward is just bringing the fish to the table. So, I know it's not much, but enjoy. You look like you guys barely ate anything.
We haven't really eaten much. This is wonderful, thank you.
He gives a subtle nod as he would walk away from the table as you guys are given the food to go clean up the mess that was made from cooking.
Does he have a plate for himself?
It doesn't look like he has a plate for himself, but it does look like he has like a fish that's prepared over there for him. Probably not going to eat at the table and eat at the kitchen table or kitchen counter.
Oh.
Also, say, you kind of follow me. Well, I mean, small movements. My host. Won't you not want to come sit down? This dinner you prepared is lovely, and we'd all want to enjoy the company of the skillful hands and the talented mind that's made it.
He kind of just like passively shrugs you off, like, no, you guys can sit amongst yourselves and take the table. I can eat here at the counter. I know my humble upbringings isn't the largest, so it's fine.
Oh no, it's not fine. This meals looks wonderful and excellent. I would feel just horrible. Us sitting amongst ourselves and eating your food under your home and you being squared off to just the counter. This can't do. At least let's take our plates and join you.
Yeah, we can
This
all
looks
fit.
delicious.
And so Ost will go take it, take a plate. Sweet. He'll go over to the kitchen counter and says, "We're all equals. Well,
He would look at
if
you.
we're all gonna stand together, then we'll stand together."
He would look at you as you're doing this, and almost as if he found a newfound respect in you, he would just like give you a smile and nod, just like, I'm okay with that.
Reeve just grabs a fish with one hand and just starts munching on it, standing there. Ecstatically, like he's happy. He's like, this is delicious.
Oh, and as you bite into it, yes, it is definitely scores among scores better than the Knight Commander's wife's cooking.
Oh,
I can eat this, guys.
this is so good.
Ost will kind of have his back kind of against the kitchen counter, just prepped up in his place, and
Yeah, that's probably the first time you had warm food in a couple of weeks.
yeah.
And this is a short rest. I could finally hit level 2.
Is this a short rest? I was gonna ask the same thing.
Well, we'll see if you guys are able to do this for 30 minutes.
Oh God.
Reeve gets this weird feeling in his head that he should make this fish last as long as freaking possible.
So as you guys are all eating, like, he has a moment where he's holding on a piece of bread and some of the fish, as you all are just partaking and enjoying it. As he just gives us a smile. Like, I needed this. Thank you for bringing life back into my home. These past weeks, he puts the bread down and he rubs his temple. I yelled at that poor girl for no reason.
What girl?
He yelled at Knight Commander's wife.
Sorry. It wasn't no reason. You've been going through a lot.
Yes, but what can I expect for a simple... a desk regent? I mean, all they do is push papers. I had no right to yell at her.
She definitely wasn't happy about it, I can tell you that.
But based on what I saw, it wasn't about her. You had to get some feelings out somehow.
If anything, I think she would totally like if you said sorry. If you get around to it.
Not too sure if I should put my face around in that area any longer. But
I wouldn't recommend going back.
I'd give it a week or two. We'll find your son first before you have to go back.
I wouldn't recommend going back for a while. But for what it's worth, I think we needed this too. It's been a really long day.
That's right, it's been a day.
Like 5 weeks. Just feels like a really long day.
I know the feeling. He says as he would pick the food back up and start to eat again.
How much fish is there? Can I ask?
He was able to capture 6 pieces.
6 pieces.
Aw.
So there's 5 of
Nice.
us. Shit. Alright.
Don't do it.
I was tempted, but yeah.
He should get it.
The 6th piece is actually on a wrapped up plate. He only has 6 plates, but he's not using a plate. He's just like eating from the area that he made the food itself. But he has the 6th plate that seems to be wrapped up and like put to the side, almost as if it's waiting for someone.
Oh.
Would Reeve notice this?
It would end up being, since you're over here eating at the countertop, it's not hard to avoid noticing.
Okay.
Actually, I want to ask Edward. Sorry, excuse me. Um, Edward, have you asked anybody else for help, or does anybody else know that your son's missing?
I may have tried to prompt the wrong people, but they wanted payment, which I didn't have, so...
Who's the wrong people?
I tried asking more of the shadier people if they would partake, but... They wanted...
Information ain't free. Also kind of looked down his plate.
He looked at us and just like nod in agreement. Exactly.
Who were they? Maybe they could use some convincing.
These people aren't the type of people that you go around convincing.
I'm a people person.
Oh, God.
And they're the
You
type
do
of people
much
that...
good.
And they're the type of people that leave people persons buried in the
Only thing you
lake.
could convince him. Only thing you could convince
I mean,
him having a couple
leave
of
it at that.
knots in your back.
He would just once again nod in agreement to us. They don't talk to you unless they want to talk to you.
I'm stubborn.
So you don't want him to talk to you.
Who were they? I just want a name.
It's not really they, it's just anyone.
The particular group that I went to meet with are called the Ash.
Who are they? Do we know anything about them?
Do you?
Do I?
Is it a part of your character?
No.
Then no.
Ouch!
Maybe it was worth a shot.
Unless you
Who
give me
are
a
the
roll.
Ash?
I'll roll.
That's pretty much
Let's
exactly
do
what
this. Let's
Alright,
do this.
you
What am
roll.
I rolling?
It'll
What is
be
it?
a history.
History.
Ooh, that's not great.
Oh, you don't. I got it.
You know what? I don't need to roll. Forget it. Fine.
You don't know anything about them, Ardeen.
Aw.
Oh, that was good.
I'm
Well,
gonna ask Edward. What is the Ash?
Exactly what me and Austin have been saying. People that you don't want to talk to and only want to talk to you when they want to.
So it's the mob, basically.
Mm,
It's shady.
all right, fine.
Shady. I don't know.
I'll drop it.
It's probably for the best.
Probably.
Is that the DM or Edward talking?
I have yet to leave character.
All right.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna sit there and eat. Happy to finally eat and sit and be happy-ish.
You know, you need a song, Ed. Pitches. He kind of sets his fish down counter. And then he pulls out his lyre, kind of holds it close, strums it. And then once he kind of finds the right note, he sings rather. Ravenfly across the sea, raven soar home, Soar to me, my raven, fly across that sea of blue. You're coming home, my raven. And there won't be any more blue. You remembered much from your town. Travel. Those black feathers, once ebony, now tainted gray. You've seen things with those cold black eyes, my raven. But those eyes are looking across.
And as you're in mid playing, you guys are just all eating while he's doing this. As you kind of just sit there quietly as he's going through his playing before, while speaking, or he's speaking and singing off in that tone. Back at the front door, you hear a
Ah! I look at Edward.
He looks at you guys confused.
Were you expecting?
I got it.
Edward? Oh God.
No,
Reeve
wasn't.
turns and strides through. I'm gonna turn and stride through the door. I'm sorry, the curtain of beads. And I'm gonna head towards the door.
Excuse. As you're going by,
I'm following Reeve, and I want to try to get to the door before he does, so that maybe he won't open it, and we can peek first.
I mean, if you try to run over there past him, I'm sure you can. Reed's only walking.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and be like, 1 sec, and whisper at it, and look and see. Is there a way that I can see who's on the other side of the door without opening it? Peephole.
Let's roll to see if he has a peephole.
Roll for people.
25 or lower, he has a peephole. He doesn't have a peephole.
Oh.
Damn.
Is there like a window that I can peek
There's-
through?
There's a
So
window.
that doesn't look
I
like
don't think.
No, it doesn't look towards the door. It looks towards across the river.
Okay.
Oops, Hardine, it's okay.
Okay.
As you guys are
Well,
just
what-
like at the door.
Open
Yeah,
it slow.
I mean,
Edward,
I-
slow down,
Also-
guys. As you guys are
Ours
at
is
the
at
door,
Kid's Town.
Edward would finally move through the beads. It's like, I know you're my guest, but it's still my house.
we were waiting on you, man.
Yep, that's what we were waiting for.
Okay.
Take a step back.
Okay. I take a large step back.
Yoss is, he reflexively he's reaching down to one of his knives. Kind of looks warily.
So as he gets to the door and opens it, on the other side, you see what looks like a completely, like, a sight that you weren't expecting.
What does the side look like?
I'm so scared.
As it looks like a bubbly,
Oh.
happily girl with big, wide-brimmed glasses that look like they're about an inch thick, carrying a bunch of scrolls that's just breathing heavily as she has her hand like pressed against the door frame.
Big something, all right.
As Edward would just kind of look confused. It's like, yes. Oh, good. I wasn't too sure if you were going to be awake. Oh, my lord. Whew. As he
From
would
behind,
just look
from
at
behind
her,
Edward, I just went like,
and then look back at you guys. It's like, is there something I can help you with? Whew. I'm here on behalf of the Center Hill Law Firm and investment groups. As she starts to go through the papers, as she hands him out a scroll, like a wrapped scroll, actual paper. I wanted it to be known that today, approximately at 6:30 p.m., you are currently being served for acquisition of your goods. As he's just kind of standing, he's like, what? And she's just like holding this roll out and waiting for him to take it. It's like, and she's just like looking happy, and the scene just like turns with her face just like looking smiling, as it's just the face of the door, as it's just slammed. Edward just kind of has his head like looking towards the door and his hands like gripping on his left hand into a fist.
Is everything okay, Edward?
Frickin' telemarketers. Let's go and eat. As he tries to like play it off and walk back into the kitchen. Before he does, he locks the door.
I'm gonna turn to Ardeen. I'm gonna lean down to Ardeen like, you know what? I don't think we should ask him about it.
I mean, I don't know. Sure, okay.
We don't. I don't. Like, you didn't understand. Like, don't. No.
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, probably not.
Did you see the glasses on that one?
Yes, the glasses.
Why? What were you looking at?
The glasses.
They're huge.
I've never seen glasses so thick. Okay, let's move on.
So
I'll follow Edward back into the room. Yeah.
As you do, you now can continue the rest of this time. What? Yes?
I want to stand awkwardly in that room for about a minute before I head back through.
As you do, you can see the failed attempts of what looks like someone trying to push something underneath the door before finally giving up.
Oh.
He also will kind of, he'll go through and like go through the kitchen and through the beads, and he'll kind of give like he'll give Ed a sideways look, kind of like a sad, but there's like a hint of disappointment.
Oh.
And he goes over to the door, unlocks it, and opens it. Opens it enough for him to get through, not like swings it open.
As you do, she kind of is on the ground on her hands and knees, looking like she's trying to push this thing under there very unsuccessfully. And as you open it, she just kind of like stops and just like looks up. Oh! She gets up and starts dusting her knees off as you pull through and then close the door behind you.
Yeah. I'll kind of look to if the group's watching. Like I look through and I look at Ardeen and I kind of wave hand and whisper a message to you, and I say, "I'm going to find out what's this all about."
You're going to what? I can't hear you.
I'm going to find out what's this all about and smooth things over. And then remember with message. Can you?
Oh, you
did you hear it?
message, so I can
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah.
I feel like this isn't totally our business, but okay.
Out of character, we're as much as in business saving his kid.
We're kind of
Maybe.
all up in that, man.
Yeah, we're all of it. Wait, the line, and then we're over it. Like long time. Anyways, he'll kind of after that he'll kind of close the door, and kind of that's as he was whispering. And he'll look towards the girl and he'll smile.
Ah, hi. Are you his family relative, Mr. Edward?
His nephew, twice removed.
Ah,
So-
I see.
He's been going through a lot lately. I can take that for him if you don't mind. I'm really, by the way, I'm so sorry. It's just been real tough.
Ah, well, it's fine. I mean, we only really came to make sure that he was able to get this since the Knight Commander finally stopped delaying his non-payment referrals today. So we actually do need to get these things handled now.
I understand. I'll make sure he gets him. It's a lot better than being stepped on or kicked off. And I'll smooth things over.
Okay. Well, before I hand this,
Listen,
I
I'm
need
so
you
sorry.
to. She
Yep.
takes out an actual, what looks like PDA, not exactly as advanced as a scroll, but looks probably one of the upper echelon or upper parts of this town when it comes to technological devices like this. It's like, I need you to just press your thumbprint right here.
I'm gonna put my hand on Al's shoulder and be like, I don't
You
think
guys
you should.
outside with the door closed.
It's outside.
Oh, you left. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Yeah,
Did you get that? Oh,
I also kind of look down and I'm sorry, what was this thing in character? Or out character, what was this thing again?
Basically
It's like-
confirming that you're taking it type of thing.
Oh, okay. Like a signature.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But it's the same time. Confirms.
As you see a little imprint of your thumbprint put there. It's like, huh. And then she moves it up with like etchy pen. I need you to sign right here.
oh, excuse me. Sorry.
As you hear this burp on the other side, a very thin door.
He'll sign. He'll sign Auschwitz the Bold.
Alright. So, Mr. Auschwitz, I am now confirming...
The Bold.
The Bold. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I am now confirming that at 6:51 p.m., I am now handing you the acquisition of goods that is directed by or to a Mr. Edward that you, his nephew, will bring to him. Great! She says as she holds
Thank
out
you.
the wrap scroll towards you, smiling.
Your name, by the way, miss?
Oh, Susan.
Oh, Susan. Pleasure. You can just call me Ots for short. What time do you get off later?
From the other side of the door, you hear smooth.
You know what?
He is smooth.
Go ahead and roll charisma.
This is what you're here for.
He is fine. How do I just roll?
You press the word charisma.
I mean, like saving throw?
No.
By the stats.
Yeah.
Oh, on the stat. Okay.
Holy Jesus.
Not 20 to charisma.
Oh.
That's what my charisma looks like, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you getting 2 rolls? Like, is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, that's for advantage. If you don't have advantage, just the first roll.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if it was my system. Never mind. Yeah.
Nope. Not just your system.
So he kind of looks, has a smile, and how the light hits it. I think they're like so, like Lincoln kind of steps a little close. He's calm. It's so calm.
She looks at you as she blinks for a moment, not expecting that, as her cheeks would just begin to flush. She's like, oh my, oh, this is actually happening. I mean, she looks down to her satchel that has different papers, like, I guess if the next 3 houses go okay, I'll be done by 7.
It's
Seven
less than 10.
is it's Chinese art. And just coffee late night.
She just would look at you very happily. It's like, sure. As, oh, let's see. Hold on. Is your perception higher than 3? Passive perception.
Yes.
Actually, it wouldn't have been a stealth.
I didn't dump that.
It would have been a sleight of hand, but it would still have been 3. So, you watch as she tries to do this stealthily, but it's pretty obvious as she just, like, moves her hand down and looks like she's removing her ring off of it and putting it in her pocket.
Oh, God.
This is beautiful.
And also say so where can I pick you up at? Is that at the Knights Commander office?
That works. That works fine. She's just smiling, doing the whole curly cue with her hair.
I'll see. He'll say, "See you there, Susan."
Okay. Awesome. She's just like rolling her shoulder. Like, she's not very good at this, but she's trying. As she begins to walk away, and as she gets like 20 to 25 feet away, she would just turn, like, wave by again, and continue walking.
He'll wink with his magic hands wink, and he'll slip.
He's sitting there like, wait.
I think on that.
Well, his hands is like with the paper. Yeah. as it.
And as you do that and look down at the paper and start to look at it, I think that's where we're going to take our first break.
Ah. And I missed all of it. Ardeen has no idea.
So we're going to be back in about 15 to 10 minutes. Go ahead and stretch, get something to drink, and all that fun stuff. See you guys back here at that time to continue on with Ruby, a 5e game of Grimm Scarlet, The Snow and Summer. So, see you guys then.